Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda, and as the thumbnail, description, title, whatever says, August is going to be crazy. We're calling it Augustathon, and this is my plan. I am going to do 28 readathons in the month of August. Come join me and let me show you what's happening. Okay. When I first sat down and did this a week ago, I went live, you may have been there, and tried to come up with all the books for prompts and everything like that. I was pretty happy with what we did. We picked all of these books. I know I'm covering up a few down here at the bottom, but I can't really get out of the way. I guess I can come way over here. Yeah, and then maybe that covers up the least amount. Anyway, 9,821 pages. Totally doable. I read about 10 or 11,000. I need to move down every month anyway. So I was like, that's pretty good. Then yesterday, at the official close of the readathon announcements, like no more readathons will be added to my list for August. 28 is the cap. This was not 28. That was only 18. We added 10 more readathons, and now it looks like this. Except some of the books are not loaded. Hold on. Okay, it looks like this. That's the best I can do because when I make it big, it doesn't want to load all the books. Anyway, now we're at 14,678 pages, and now I'm worried. So quite a few of these are graphic novels. I'm going to talk through what my plans are for the month, but I thought it would be fun if right here at the beginning, I showed you the spreadsheet I'm working on. It looks like this. I'm going to be putting in here these books up there. The rest of the books, I want to know where I have it so I know where to go get it when it's time to read it. I need to put them all in order of what has to be read on a certain date because of the readathons. I'm going to do all of that, and you're already watching it now, but you're going to be watching. I just want you, it might be satisfying for some of y'all to see how it all happens, and also I will report in at the end how long it took me to do this. I'm dedicating a couple of hours to it. Hopefully that's going to be enough, but we will find out together. Okay, how adorable that earlier today me thought that this was going to take a couple of hours. I said I'm dedicating a couple of hours to work on this. Y'all, I've barely done anything else. I did edit a video for my client. I did edit the video for all the readathons that went up. Actually, I think I did that before I even started today. But anyway, it is 10:30 p.m. at night, and I have just finished. So saying that, my brain is really tired, and we might find some things that are wrong or messed up or whatever, but we're not going to discover it until we get into it, because I am done. Also, if you saw my short earlier today where I was like, oh, I must have had the pages wrong. It's not 14,000, it's 13,000. No, it's 14,000 pages. So let me get out of the way. We're going to first look at my plan that you just saw me create part of, and then I will show you what the rest of the plan has become, and then we're just going to quickly go through each of the readathons that I am in. And if you guys have any questions about any of them, please let me know. I'm going to do my best to link every one of them below, at least where I saw the video from them, kind of like I did with the thing that Paige does on that playlist. But every checkup and every time I do a checkup, I will be sure to link the person or the readathon or whatever that I'm talking about in there. Anyway, let me get out of the way and let's look at this. Okay, so you saw most of this, me creating most of this, and really what I needed was this top part where I am like deciding what needs to be read in what day. Everything else below here can be read in any order, and it doesn't matter what day. But I wanted these, and the readathons ended up not being something that I even tracked. So the readathons don't count, they don't matter. Whatever's over here doesn't matter. It did matter for these because I needed to know the dates and all that stuff. But I took this information that I created earlier today, and here's the total: 14,678 pages total. 3,940 is physical and ebook, and 10,738 is audio. So I am concerned about the 3,940, but we're going to talk about it over here on sheet number 2. Okay, this is it. This is the days. Over here, the dates. Let me make it bigger for you. Okay, perfect. Here we go. So the only thing you need to know is if it is bold, that means that's the day that I finish whatever it is. So those of you that are reading The Hunger with me, I'm finishing it on day 1. And then I have a little check box over here that I can check it off when it's finished. I'm also reading the first T.S. Eliot poem. It is something of J. Alfred Prufrock, but I forgot the whole thing. Anyway, I'm also every day reading a little bit of Go Down Moses. That is the short story collection for the Faulkner Readathon. So that's on here every day. Everything else is in here in order to be able to finish it within the time frame that I have for it. So what I did was I took let's say the BL manga, right, that I need for this readathon. There are 3 different things that I'm reading for that, and they count for all of these things on the bingo board. I really just wanted to make a bingo. So y'all helped me. Thank you so much, Amara. And I was able to get a bingo on this by reading 3 things. So over here, I was like, I need to take those 3 things, and they need to be between the 1st and the 7th, because that is when, or the 8th, because that's when that cuts off. But one of those books is for literature, which is right here, and it's this book right here, and it can't be started until the 4th. But it runs through the 10th, but I've got to have it read by the 8th for the other readathon. So it was a lot of doing that. So I had to be like, no, that book cannot be started on the 1st. So if you go down here to the 4th, actually I started it later than that because I put it at the end of that group. Here is when I finish it. So I start it here. Nope, the day before is when I started. So I also tried to not be starting too many things without finishing. So I know that you can't really tell because it looks chaotic right now, but what I did was I grouped them together. So the physical or ebook reads are grouped together in one part, and then the audiobooks are grouped together at another part. And Honestly, the first 10 days of August are going to be the hardest. And a big reason for that is all of these books over here need to be read in 7 days. So I had to go through and a few of them, like Sword Heart and Magical Guide to Innkeeping, to Magical Innkeeping, whatever, and Fragile Sanctuary, and On and Off, those are all have to be read with my eyeballs. And so that's going to be hard for me to do. And I have them all broken down, every page that I need to be on by the end of the day. I do not know how many pages are on the Allie Hazelwood 2 Can Play, because it's only an audiobook and the Kindle says it has 5 pages. It's definitely more than that, but I don't know how long it's going to be. I'm just going to finish it that day. That is also flexible because it is in a month-long readathon. So if something happens and I'm like, I cannot finish that today, I can bump it down. There are a few that are must reads. So that's why I start at the top, go down Moses I need to read every day, and then whatever is the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. Like that's the order that they need to be read in. So my plan on the 1st is I am going to, before I go to bed, I'm sure, midnight on the 1st, I'm going to read the T.S. Eliot poem and maybe start reading the Go Down Moses. I did break down and buy it for $3 on Kindle. Also, tonight, while I was in here working and doing this, here's what my husband did. How mean is that? And those windows, they're right there behind you guys. And I had literally just been thinking, like, I need to pull my shades down because if somebody walks by my house, I'm going to freak out, which they've got to walk through my front yard up onto my patio area to get to my windows. But clearly I'm not the only one who has that idea. He is the worst. Anyway, I got this all done. I'm very excited, but also I am very scared about what's going to happen. Yes, I've been getting messages from you guys that are like, are there any that you can switch out? Are there any that you can do? And I do have some of these books that I'm reading physically with my eyeballs. Like I own copies of both of these books, but I have them on hold on Libby as well for the audio version. So if that comes in, it will help me a lot because I will be able to read those faster doing them in tandem. I forgot what it's called when you read them together, but anyway, my brain again is tired. But this is it. This is the whole thing all the way down through the 31st. I tried to, you see how there's only a few things that I'm reading toward the end because we're having that big weekend thing this weekend. And so I was like, if there are fun things that I can do, I want to do those on the fun things on those days. But we are averaging about over 500 pages a day. I mean, it has to be. I've been kind of scared to look, but let's look. 14,678. You see my calculator has already been in use today. Divided by 31 days. 473 pages a day. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, not all pages are created equal. Some of them are manga and graphic novels, but a lot of them are not. So this is it. This is all the books. I will get out of the way where you can see them a little bit better, but this is all of them. Okay, I should be mostly out of the way to look through these really quickly. This is the first 7 days, just 3 books to read and 2 activities. I'm going to have a hard time remembering the activities. This is the first 8 days. So this is 7 days. I had to go through and divide those books into 7 days to see how much of each of those I need to read in 7 days. 2 of them I had to use my eyeballs. 1 I can use my ears. Then all of these are eyeball reads. They're all also manga, so hopefully those will go pretty quickly. This one is the month long, so I don't have to read them all quickly, but they will get read by the end of the month. I have all of these on my TBR ready to go. My team books over here have already been picked. If other things pop up and what I'm reading fits with that, then I will definitely count those in there as well. This one, thankfully, my team is not going to lose points from me, but I have these 2 books to the side because I've already read them, but I haven't written reviews on them on NetGalley. So I'm going to finish 2 new NetGalley books, and then I'm going to write reviews for 4 NetGalley books. So that'll be nice to get those done for the month. All in August is going to be T. Kingfisher. I also realized that I'm reading 4 Lexi Blake books during the month, and I could have just counted her, but I love T. Kingfisher, and Hemlock and Silver is my new release for her kid that's coming out in the middle of the month. So I'm going to be reading that as well. Then my Full House books for the YA readathon. Oh, also, only one of these is with my eyes because I own a physical copy that I marked up the first time I read it. So I'm so excited to go back and read like my notes and what I thought was happening because I had so many guesses. And then the other 4 are going to be with my ears. Faulkner Readathon, like I said, I'm reading a little bit every day. Love Yourself. There's so many things on here that I want to do, and it counts for all month. So hopefully some of these will get marked off faster than the books will get read, but I'm really excited about this one. It's going to have some relaxing things to do. August, Garbingo. Hopefully I will get some more garbage reads based on what I am reading already, but we'll see if that is actually what happens or not. I'm not reading a category romance, but I'm going to do not a book. A garbage movie that's not a book, or probably a TV show. I don't know. I need something short. If y'all know something that's considered to be trashy or that you think would fit with Garbingo, not a book, let me know. It cannot take a lot of my time since most of that is going to be spent reading. I love this one. Keep Me in Suspense. This one, all of those are already on my list and ready to go. The End of Summer Jam is not any kind of reading. It's just answering the prompts, and it's 9 books. The first 9 books that I finish is what I will do here. Prairie Trail, this is also going to be like as we go. I'm reading The Hunger first because you need that to kind of kick off the rest of it. It is a Donner Party horror book. That is all I know, and I will not be reading that at night. I can tell you that right now. And then we have all the audios. I still need a podcast. If y'all can find me a short podcast that you think I would be interested in, I'm probably just going to read What Should I Read Next? I'm going to listen to What Should I Read Next? That's a podcast that I used to listen to all the time, and it's about books, so I love it. The rest of these are all on here as audio as well. Oh, that means I have to try to find Sword Heart as an audiobook. And if I don't, I'm going to have to switch it with another audio. But it's literally just a colorful cover, and I have quite a few of those. So if I get Sword Heart off of hold, it'll count by the time I get here. If not, it will not. All right, Battle of the Bharat Dynasties. I've got my week 1 prompts ready to go. I am going to be reading these. Oh, I don't think I'm going to read my Vampire Plus 1 in the first week, but I am going to read The Banned Bookshop in the first week. So that will be good. I said I wanted to read 1 prompt a week for this one, so that should work. Then we have Readathon, and here is what I realized today. And we're going to almost ignore this. I just need everybody to be okay with me doing this, okay? This is supposed to be books that you own. And I do not own Zoo. I'm not going to move them. In the top row, I don't own Zoo. I do own Sword Heart and What Moves the Dead. I own Cinder. I don't own this one. I don't own this one or either one of these. And I do own the Inheritance Games. I own both of these. And I own this one. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books on this TBR that are not owned by me. So I don't know what we're going to do about it. I don't know. I just don't know at this point. I realized it when I had already done everything. And I was like, oh no, it's supposed to be your owned things. So, okay, sorry. Anything for the doll readathon. I gotta go get me a Barbie or something. I don't think there are any graphics for the readathon, but I gotta get a Barbie or something because I'm on Team Barbie. Here is the T.S. Eliot poetry. I've got that broken down as well over there, and the love song of J. Alfred Prufrock. Most of those I'm reading just in one day, but if they're really long, I'm just going to push them. And The Wasteland, I'm reading a half of it at a time. I don't know what that poem is. I haven't been able to find it. I can find Prufrock really easily online for free, but I was hoping that I could do one of those where they read it to you. So, I don't know. Maybe. We'll see what I can do. Fiction Falls, I'm so excited. It's all filled up, and it's month-long, so it's all in there in my little list, as well as the AuthorTube stuff. They're all in there in my list. I did message QWERTY today. Those of you who know about her kid, I messaged her and I said, hey, Search for the Phoenix is on audio, someone told me. How do you want me to buy it where you're going to get the most credit? Because I know sometimes companies take different amounts or whatever. And so she said right now it's only on Audible, but that was perfectly fine. I didn't realize that she's the one who narrates it. I can't wait to listen to it. So that's on my plan, ready to go. All of that stuff is, all of those are the AuthorTuber ones. Then this is the Draconathon. I think this is awesome because you're just reading books about dragons. Anyway, it's really cute. I have those 2 books picked for the 3 prompts. The Summer Slash ones really added to my TBR. It really did. So those 2 books that it added are gonna be scary for me, but we'll get through it together. This we already talked about. It's happening the 4th through the 10th. I have all of these books that have to be read in 7 days, so we'll see. This is so easy. I have 2 books that have to be read in 7 days, and then I get to play a game or do a puzzle. This one is happening on the 17th, and I am going to do my best to follow along this thing. I might actually just go through the prompt list and come up with what I want to do, but it's only happening one day on the 16th, and so we'll just have to see what happens that day. Then we have this one where I have made a diagonal bingo, and that doesn't start until the 18th of the month. So all of these books couldn't be added onto my schedule until starting on the 18th. And then we kind of went down from there because they only had a week to be read. And Hemlock and Silver, I'm going to have a physical copy of. Everything else is audio. So I had to go through and do that. And then finally, we are ending the month with the 72-hour thing. It starts on the 29th. I'm going to go live with my channel members as much as possible over that weekend and just keep rolling dice. And every time it lands on something, now read a campfire story or ghost stories. Maybe we'll just find a ghost story online that's like a paragraph and I'll read it to everybody. But mostly we're just going to be doing reading sprints, and then we'll do these like make a snack if we land on number 2, make a blanket fort if we land on number 3. Number 4, I'm just going to have to use a nature book that I already have. And then Stay Hydrated has water on the cover. I don't know. And then number 6 is read a book you own, or finish a book you started, or read 72 pages. Number 6 has 3 options that you can do. So I think I should be fine as long as I don't land on 4 or 5. So maybe we'll just go through 1, 2, 3, 6. And we'll just do reading sprints. I don't know what it's going to look like. If you're a channel member, I realize I'm covering them up. But if you're a channel member and you have some ideas of how we could do this together, I would love to hear them. But as you can see over here, and I tried to put like the least amount on these days, but I do have things that I have to read these last 3 days. And it's 314 pages, 317, and 352. So they're not short by any means. Especially Final Girls. I'm scared that that's the last one, but I did save it to the end because it's on hold at the library, and I want to be able to listen to it on audio and get it. That, though, is everything. I feel like even though I have my light on, it's gotten darker and darker since I've been filming, and it hasn't. It's been this dark outside the whole time. But I am done. I am done, and I am ready to just relax until August 1st. I'm actually going to be watching TV and watching YouTube videos, and I'm honestly going to try my best to not read anything for the next 3 days. I'm going to listen to my favorite things at night when I lay down to go to sleep, but I'm not going to start anything new. That means that anything I picked for my July TBR that didn't get read is just not getting done, and I'm going to be okay with that. So thank you so much for watching and joining me, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.